Where are you, Rob? I'm in West London. I'm not going to be any more precise than that because we'll be besieged by hordes of people. So I'm not going to say it, but I'm in West London, and I'm in the studios of a very special guest. Very simply, he's just one of the biggest people in music, and I'm thrilled he's doing it. Look, it's Gary Barlow.
Do you do to camera stuff? Is that?
Well, sometimes I'll look straight down the lens, just as a treat for the viewer.
It is a treat.
You know, but most of the time now, I'm going to be looking at you. You've just come, you've told us, and I sensed this because we embraced upstairs. You've just come from working out.
Working out, I have.
And I could tell, because as we hugged, I thought, wait a minute, what's this guy bench pressing? There's something going on here. How long do you work out for?
I do a couple of sessions. I've got to be honest, it changes as the year sort of progresses. If I'm training for a tour, I'll do maybe 4 to 5 a week.
4 to 5 a week?
Yeah, and it's mostly cardio based before tours.
Right.
I mean, literally simply because you're singing while you're moving around, so you need good cardio. With this, which I'm doing, which isn't like a music show, but it's still performance and a lot of talking and singing.
This is Gary Barlow, A Different Stage.
That's right, yeah.
It's been going around the country. It's coming to London, to the Duke of York's, St. Martin's Lane, where Al Pacino did American Buffalo in about 1984. You probably know that. And you're going to be there for a month.
Yeah, we're there for a month. Yeah.
Tell me about this show.
Well, this is a brand new stage show. It's taken it was about 2 years in thought and then another 2 years writing. And then we stuck it in front of an audience up north, because it's all set around the north, obviously, where I was born, and the working men's clubs, all that part of that's like the first half of the show, all that is. And it's gone great.
So is it your life story?
It is a life story, yeah. The interesting thing is it's not done in it's not like a slideshow, and then it's a bit more sort of the sound effects, and sometimes if I'm in a scene, I'll sort of act the scene out and do the voices of the people and things like that.
Do the voices?
I do the voices.
Whose voices are you doing?
Well, they're characters within the show, so like my dad and my brother, and
So you reenact the scenes?
It's sort of reenact the scenes.
It's been quite nerve-wracking.
It's true, and actually the one thing I kept saying to, because I sort of my co-creator on it's Tim Firth, who you probably know,
yes.
and big mate of Steve's, Tim is. It became apparent to us early on that it's not just reading an autobiography. It's a different thing writing things down to saying them. Much more powerful to say things.
So what music will people hear in it?
Yeah, so it's my music within the show, and quite often I'll underscore as well as I'm talking through where I was and why it came about.
Does it go from the beginning to the present day?
It does, yeah.
Okay. So in that sense, I saw Bruce Springsteen's show on Broadway. Did you see that?
I did see it, yeah.
Is it in that area?
No, it's not. That's the funny thing. I went to see that too, thinking it's already been done. I was like, no, it's not like this. And it's much more inclusive of an audience.
It sounds more theatrical.
That's exactly what it is. It's definitely more theatrical. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a theatre show.
We should tell people, last time I saw you was at the Savoy Hotel.
Yes.
There's posh. I was hosting an evening for the Teenage Cancer Trust, a charity, and you were the star turn, and I was the host, so I got to go on and do a few funny lines. So it's at a hotel, but there was no room for me to hang out in. I think they thought I was going to sit at the tables with the people. I didn't really want to do that. I said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll sit in the corridor." So I was sat in the corridor between one of the big function room and the outside when Gary's band and the Gary Barlow party is arriving, and I hear it's getting closer. Yeah, he's here. It's coming down. Yeah, it's in the Strand. Yeah, Gary's nearly here. And then, like Elvis, in come your team of very nice people, I must say. And then you come and you go. What are you doing there? And I'm just sat.
You were sat near the bins.
I genuinely
It wasn't a corridor. It was literally bins, and you were just sat there with a cup of tea. What the hell are you doing here?
You say, "Oh, come on, I've come." So I ended up being up in your room. And then and with that lovely team, I think you can tell a lot about people from the people around them. And yours were lovely.
Great, nice people.
To a person. And we talked about balance and happiness and how much the people that get massive are driven and want to be the best. And you said to me that you're not quite as driven as you once were, but it's still very important for you to be the guy.
Yeah, it's a funny one, and I don't, the last couple of years has certainly been a prodding for everyone to just remind ourselves that the real importance in everything in this is our families and our home life, and there's no place I love getting back to more than home ever. And it was kind of happening a bit more naturally anyway for me. You know, we make less records than we used to do. We do less tours than we used to do. I think it's just a part of the course of a career that we don't make records every year. We used to. In the last 10 years, we made it every 2 years. It's probably going to be every 4 years now, and that's right.
Well, I think the interesting question is always to what end? You know, for doing anything. Well, to what end? Because ultimately, we just want to be happy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think there's a misconception that the bigger the success, the happier the person. Now, you've had the most incredible career, and the stage of your career that you've written about and you've talked about. But you had that period after the first iteration of Take That, and you were properly in a sort of bad way and lost, weren't you?
For years.
Yeah.
There was, I'm going to say 5 years minimum, where I didn't even sing. I'd refuse to sing. If we'd written something, I'll just put a vocal in. Oh no, I don't want to sing. And the other thing was, it's like we joke about what we do and all the rest of it, but it's just, music and even singing. It's such a celebration to sing, especially when you're not bad at it. It's a great thing to sing, it just feels amazing.
Yeah.
And I didn't do it, and it just wasn't me. Some days I'd go, I've got to go everywhere, I'm so busy today, and I'd literally go and lie under the piano. That was my key to everything.
Yes.
That was. Yeah. That would take me to Japan. Because of
not
what
the
I do.
Spotify sign, no, you're pointing at the piano. Just to be clear, some of my viewers are a bit slow. And not all of them, don't get me wrong. We got some bright ones, but a lot of them.
Got it. Not Spotify.
So not that,
the piano.
And not the plant either, because there'll be some now thinking, is he talking about the plant?
Or the headphones.
Just to be clear, you're talking about the piano.
The piano.
Okay, good.
The piano was where it started for me.
Yeah.
Well, it's always got me out of trouble, actually.
Because you started super young, didn't you?
I was 11 when I did my first gig at Connors Quay Labour Club.
Where that?
North Wales.
Yeah, that's right.
About 10 miles from Chester.
So you're with all the North Walians, and they're saying, who's this youngster now? Start sitting over there.
I had to learn some Welsh.
Oh, he's learned a bit of Welsh, but we're not impressed.
Not Welsh, the language, songs.
Which ones?
I'm trying to remember.
Ar Hyd y Nos?
No.
Calon Lan?
No.
It's a Heartache by Bonnie Tyler.
No.
What's New, Pussycat?
No, though. It's kind of like a, like a...
Saucepan Fach?
No, it's like a sing-along.
There aren't any more songs.
It's like a sing-along.
In Welsh?
Not in Welsh. Not in Welsh.
Right.
But it'll come to me.
All
as
right,
we're
so you're up
talking.
in Connors Quay, and you're young, and you're 11 years old. And
11 years old, playing in a little bar
and
every Saturday
how did you
night.
go down?
Initially, not very well. Again, I learnt my trade in them places.
And you got a manager at a young age, didn't you?
I didn't have a manager at that point.
No, not at that age, but you were still in your... I read you were in your teens when you appointed somebody to be a manager.
Yes. So basically, I played piano up until I was about 17, 18. I was starting to sing then as well.
Yeah.
So I was starting to come in front of the piano and do a song or two. And then I broke away from doing these residencies in these places, and I went off and had my own act.
Now, imagine my surprise when I know you a bit, know what you're about, know what you do. Hang on a minute. Wine? where in which universe in the Gary Barlow story? Yeah, I know what I'm gonna. I used to do you in my. I think I told you I used to do you in my live thing. I used to do you as there's a cross between your voice and Ringo Starr, and you. I used to say, Gary, I imagine in Take That, you're the sensible one, picking the others up from the youth club. Come on, Mark. Come on, Robbie. Let's get you home to bed. And it would get a nice big laugh. How come wine? Where does that come from?
Well, see, you clearly don't know me that well because I've always been into wine.
Well, I'm into wine, but I'm not starting to my own vineyard.
Yeah, I know. Again, it's one of those things I've just mentioned
You
one
can't
day.
explain it by saying, I've always liked wine.
No, but you know, this is the wonderful thing about what we do is that like anything's possible.
Yes.
You know, it's just like I had a word with someone who says, Can we make some red wine? Because, you know, we're on ITV tomorrow night. Wouldn't it be great to go, hey everyone, let's have a bottle of wine, let's watch this TV. I mean, what drink and music is like it's the thing. We go to a concert and we have a drink. It's like it's a perfect partner for what we do. And so, you know, we sort of went there with a bit of a smile and a wink, thinking it was going to be a little bit of fun. 2 years later, we're still bloody tasting wine, thinking, when's this going to end? I mean, I knew it was an industry of passion, wine is. You know, when you go to vineyards, have you been to vineyards? I'm sure you have.
I don't think he is sure that I've been to vineyard. I think
joking.
I'm sensing in Gary Barlow a feeling that
Rob,
he's been to odd bins, but I'm not sure he's been to a vineyard.
I'm your biggest fan with that show. You know, I've told you many times.
Which one's that now? The trip? I've been to vineyards outside of doing a TV show.
Well,
have you ever been to a vineyard?
I'm putting it out there. There. But anyway, this stupid little idea became something serious. And we were like, wow, you know, the passion you feel when you go to a vineyard and talk to someone who's making wine, it's within these companies that are delivering it to us in supermarkets and things. So I was in there and I was like getting obsessed about it. So we ended up going and making a white and a red.
And now, rosé.
Yeah, well.
Now that's my wine. Last night I was drinking rosé. It wasn't yours. We were at friends.
You're taking one home with you today.
That's what I was hinting at.
They're good,
yes.
Good. Well, your hint dropped.
Thank you.
And
thank you. Have you ever been to a vineyard, Gary? Oh, yes, you have. Sorry.
Yeah. We're actually going to add a Sauvignon Blanc next, so we're all off to South Africa.
Hey, hang on. I've thought of something. What about a hot wine? Is that something you might mull over?
Oh, that's good for Christmas, right?
Mulled wine.
Yeah.
Mull over. What about that? We could do an advert for it together, you and me.
Yeah.
You're sat there, I'm with you.
You're trying to get involved now?
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
Well, I've never been to a vineyard.
Right.
We're sat there, I'm saying, Gary, these wines have gone really well, haven't they? They say, yes, they have, Rob. And I'll say, what about a hot wine for Christmas? You say, well, I've been mulling it over. And I go, Mull of Barlow. Lovely. And that's the name. And you do a new version of Mull of Kintyre, but it's called Mull of Barlow.
Oh, my God. You're fast.
I'm quick. I'm on fire today. I've had 2 coffees.
Well, that's what it is.
We don't have much longer. I don't mean in life. I mean, you know,
yeah.
Please God, we've got a fair bit left yet. Going back to what you said earlier, actually, on that, talking about you make the records less frequently. I see in the life cycle of artists, once they get, so you're 51. I'm
with the same age?
57.
Oh, you're doing well.
Thanks, Gary Barlow.
Doing well.
Thanks, Gary Barlow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary Barlow.
You are very in shape, though.
Thanks, Gary Barlow.
Do you work out?
Yes, Gary Barlow.
No, do you?
Question from Gary Barlow.
So yes? No, but do you?
What?
No, but you are.
Just spit it out. Just say it. Just say it.
But
don't
you
be shy.
don't change. You're always lean.
Thank you.
You know. So is it a dietary thing? Is it something? Your family just like that?
Hello, I'm talking to Gary Barlow, and he's asking me about my diet.
Yes.
Well, I tell you, Gary, what it is. I've got more into working out. Look at the comments. Stop making it about yourself. Talk to Gary. No, he asked me. Yeah, I try and train 3 times a week. Got a trainer on my Zoom.
But you've always looked like this.
I put weight on when my most recent kids were born. You know, when the kids are little and you're at home grazing.
Yeah, that's true.
That was my Elvis in Vegas period. Gary, this has been a delight.
Oh, God.
A real delight.
We've learned a few things.
It's gone in all sorts of directions. There's nothing else you want to say. People always say at the end of interviews, is there anything else you want to say? I go, no, of course not.
It might be important to say that I actually asked you, could I be on the show?
Oh, bless you. I wasn't going to say that. I wasn't going to say that. I had an email the other day. I saw Gary's name. I thought, oh, God.
Here we go again.
What does he want now?
It's so true.
I thought it was going to be, have you ever been to a vineyard? And it was, hey, I love your podcast. You don't sound like this at all. No, not at all. Hey, I'd love to do it. I said to Claire, hey, look at this. Gary Barlow wants to do my podcast. That was yesterday, and here we are. Thanks so much, my friend.
Oh, bless you, man. Thank you. Excellent.
And next time, I want to sing with you.
Anytime.
Is it a crate or a bottle that I'm taking away with me?
It's one. All I've got.
One
guys,
crate.
I'm sorry,
What a
I've
thrill.
got one bottle.
One
here.
crate, one bottle.
I've got one bottle here of the rosé,
And it's unopened.
It's unopened. Yeah,
Class.
Big.
You can't buy class.